All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson. I am a representative of the International Student Association in GSBS. And today we're going to go through some little steps in order to see the DNA present within a banana. Most of the things for this process you can just find around your house. So in order to do the project, we will need half of a peeled, ripened banana. This banana has been kind of sitting at my house for a little bit, so it's kind of started to go brown, but should be good. Okay. Next, we'll need half a cup of hot water. I have a little tea kettle here, so this has been heated up. A tablespoon of salt, iodized salt. Half a tablespoon of dishwashing soap, which I just have inside this little squirt bottle. A resealable Ziploc bag. Probably recommend one that's a little bit larger than this, but this is the largest that I have that is not a gallon-sized bag, so it should be fine. Very cold rubbing alcohol or nail polish remover, isopropyl alcohol. I got this at Target for $1.99 earlier today, so should work fine. I stuck it in the freezer for an hour or two beforehand, but I don't know how necessary it is for it to be cold. Some form of coffee filter. I'm gonna probably try and use a paper towel, see how that works, because not everyone necessarily drinks coffee, but maybe you do. A narrow glass, which I have right here, and some form of stirring rod, which I'm going to use this little metal knife for. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our half of a banana out of our banana peel and put it inside of our resealable Ziploc bag. And the goal here is we are essentially just going to break the banana up. I'm going to press into it, mush it all down. I'll mush it up for about a minute or so. Let me make sure that's really sealed up so I don't end up pushing this banana out of the bag. It says we're supposed to do this until all the lumps are gone and it almost looks like pudding. I don't know if I've ever made a pudding that looks like this. I think that's pretty good. Looks very, well, mushy. I guess it does kind of look like pudding. We'll go with that. I heart New York mug. And then we are putting in half a cup of hot water. So I can eyeball about what a half cup would be. Seems good enough. And a tablespoon of salt. Tablespoon of salt. There's actually quite a bit of salt in a tablespoon. Okay, so we have added the hot water and salt. Now pour the salt water mix into the bag. Let me stir this up a little bit first. Otherwise the salt's just going to end up getting stuck on the bottom of the cup. So, and the hot water should help that salt dissipate rapidly too. Yeah, it's all gone from inside of that cup now. Take a look. Nothing else inside that. Okay. Great. All right, we'll take our banana pudding bag now and pour our hot salt water mix into it. Okay. Pour the salt water mix, close the bag, very gently squeeze, move the salt water banana mush together. All right, let me close that. Now something I'm going to do also is I'm going to leave a small opening there on the side and try to get all of the air out of that. All right, so now we have this little mush. Let's kind of bounce it around, I guess. Do this for 30 to 45 seconds. It's pretty homogeneous at this point. Pretty opaque. All right, now add the dishwashing soap to the bag and gently mix the contents. Try to avoid making too much foam. Okay, I'm gonna open this bag just enough that I can get my soap over here. I'll add some of that soap in there, half a tablespoon, about 2 pumps on this thing. All right, so to help keep it from foaming up, I'm going to work again to try and make sure there's as little air in this bag as possible. You can't really make too many bubbles if there's not much air in there. All right, so now I have my, you might not be able to see the foam surface of this, but you can kind of see the bubbles on the top. So I got my soap in here now, and I'll just kind of fold that around here. I feel like that's pretty well mixed together. All right, so for the next part, take a paper towel. If you don't have a coffee filter, paper towel works just as well, but if you do have a coffee filter, even better. I'm gonna take our glass. So for a paper towel, coffee filter, I'm just gonna fold it a couple times and then kind of push it down in there. So now I have this little bit of a cone down into it. And if you have a coffee filter, just put a coffee filter inside your cup and secure the top, and then pour the mixture in to your quote-unquote coffee filter. Oh boy, let's see how well this works out. Imagine it'd be a lot easier if I had more arms, but you know, we do what we can. Okay, well, it's working pretty well. All right, pour a little bit, and then I'm gonna wait for it to kind of drip down, and then pour a little bit more. Nice. You can see it going through there. All right, great. All right, well, looks like that's all I'm gonna get out of this. There's still some banana inside here, but it's pretty chunky, so I'll assume that's all the fluid I'll get out. I'll throw this into the trash can now. All right. So now, tilt the glass and slowly add cold alcohol down the side of the cup. All right. So, it's important to note there is that we are told not to just pour it straight into the cup. That's right. We're not going to pour it straight into the cup. We're going to tilt the cup slightly and then pour the alcohol along the side of the rim. Okay. This is brand new, so there we go. Tilt the cup and then slowly pour some down the side of the rim. Okay. Cool. Let's see, how much am I supposed to add of that? It doesn't really tell me how much I'm supposed to add. So, well, it does say about 1 inch high. So I'll just keep adding a little bit more, again, slowly getting against the rim edge. Until you get about 1 inch separation. Nice. Do you see that inch separation about on top of the water? The reason we get that is because alcohol is actually less dense than the water beneath it, so it floats on the surface. You can see this too if you ever see a little bit of oil and water underneath the car. You get that kind of rainbow appearance. That's because the alcohol or the oil on top is sitting on top of the water, and it refracts that light, so it's very pretty. All right, after the alcohol layer is set up, wait 8 minutes. Well, okay, guess I have to be patient here. You'll see bubbles and cloudy material moving around the alcohol. This is the DNA pieces clumping together. Nice. So I guess I'll pause the video for about 8 minutes and then we can come back. All right, welcome back. I'll just get back down here. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but I can just start to see the little clumps of DNA rising up along the surface of this. It's really cool. Yeah, let me see if I can keep my hand out of the video and try and pull these up a little bit. So let's see here. You see those little clumps coming up? That's actually the banana's DNA. Oh. Probably should have washed this knife right before I put it in here, but yeah. So the recommendations are for a wooden spoon. I imagine that maybe the wooden edge would grab onto this a little bit better, but yeah, you can see it swirling around in there, and wow. Yeah, well, there you have it. It's the DNA of the banana. So, thank you all for joining us. Again, I'm from the International Student Association, or ISA, and I hope you have a good day and enjoy this project.